Have you seen the Jubilee like 20v1s?
Yeah, I was watching it today.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, you saw that the Sam Cedar.
Yeah,
How do you say Soder?
Hyde. Sam Hyde versus 20 Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck? I asked you for ideas because I'm trying to improve this shit. And be like the viewer counts they've tanked since Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's probably fucking Ava's fault because she's not watching the video enough times. I told him, make an account, make a second account, make a third account, invite your dad, invite your mom.
Invite your
Nobody's
boyfriend,
listening. Invite your boyfriend, invite your boyfriend's dad's mom. Whatever, dude. Welcome, one and all, to the 9th episode of Solo Carry, the only podcast where one host is good and one host is, well, bad. Jake, how are you doing today? What do you have planned this weekend?
I was gonna say I'm hanging in there. But after that,
after what?
That
it's gonna be edited out. I'll never know.
That after that, I'm awful. I'm doing awful, and I'm glad I have this drink in my hand now.
Well, what happened?
Well, what happened is you see, Greg Abbott, and this is my opinion. He went ahead and said, let me make the political power move and make all state agencies work in office immediately, right? Which, generally speaking, I don't necessarily have a problem with. Like, it's fine, it's whatever. I'm here in Austin, like right now, it's totally fine. But the thing is, making this move so sudden kind of just fucked with my entire life plans.
Yeah.
So, I was planning to leave Austin in May, as we've discussed on this pod. Several a time.
He's sort of dashed those plans against the rock.
He's sort of, as you put it earlier via our text, treated my asshole like it was silly putty.
Yeah.
But instead of ripping it slow, he kind of ripped it fast, so it actually tore apart. It tore apart. It didn't, because when you pull silly putty slowly, it stretches. But he did it fast, so it ripped apart. No stretching, just ripped apart. Okay, severed it. Yeah. So he basically just fucked my life. And that's not a joke. Because I'm at this moment in time, I genuinely don't know what I'm gonna do. Am I gonna be? Because I've already signed my papers to move out in May, right? So I can't renew my lease. So I'm either gonna find an apartment or live with a friend who has a house in his backyard, or try to or live with another friend that I don't know, she's already offered. Or leave and risk losing my career. Go to San Antonio, and just risk not having a job for who knows how long.
Yeah, it's really cool that.
And by the way, the way the economy is looking, I don't know if you've seen the last probably week or so of stocks and stuff, but yeah. But the economy's not doing so great, and so by the time May comes around, who knows what the job market will look like. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Thanks for asking, though. We're gonna start this one over because the theme of today's episode, Jake, and I am glad that you kind of opened up a little more.
because that is something that's been missing kind of from the rest of our episodes. Past episodes have kind of been one person at the reins and the other one kind of cowering in fear in the corner. But today you're kind of standing tall, Braveheart style, unlike anything that Abbott could ever do because he can't stand.
Because he
can't stand, and he also can't stand people working from home. But I always feel like it's one person driving the train, and while it is a solo carry, right, there does still need to be kind of a bounce off, right?
Right.
This is supposed to be, as I said, way back in episode 1, 40 minutes of nothing burger conversations, right?
Conversations.
And right now we just have nothing burgers. If we want to deliver on our promise of bringing poison to the people, then there's got to be something there. Right? So on that note, we are going to get into game chat. Now, first, I want to say that, like I said, this episode is all about kind of how we can fix this shit, right? We're on our way to episode 10, and I can't help but feel that I'm sitting on a bullet train barreling towards the edge of a cliff. So we can fix this shit, right?
Yeah. We got a big ep coming up.
Yeah, people don't know that, or they might not know, I'm the editor of this show. Anytime that we say editor, I'm speaking to me, you're speaking to me in the future. And so to kind of help me make better edits, what we're going to do this episode is anytime that we don't really like what's going on with the other person, we're going to yell, and then when we're ready, when we feel like we're on the good part. What's your question?
Am I able to yell that also?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't see you finding anything wrong with my performance, but if you happen to, definitely.
I just need it in my back pocket, man.
Yeah, feel free. But basically, we're going to yell anytime that we think that something's going bad. And then I'll know while I'm editing to just snip it out.
Sweet. Awesome.
Right? All right, so let's get into game chat. Let's talk a little more. Let's open this up. You went to your sister's wedding this weekend.
I did. Yes.
How was it? Where was it? How do I get there?
Where was it? Well, you can't get there now because it no longer exists. No, just kidding. It does exist. It's fairly new. It's off Grossenbacher Road.
Okay.
It was a beautiful, beautiful, extravagant wedding. Had fun. It's called the Glass House. You could look it up. I was running around all day, so that was nice. Running around all day, delivering decorations of sorts, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
Any memorable moments?
Yeah, the father-daughter dance was pretty nice. It's very sentimental. Also, I had to tear down, and it was get this. Very hot when I was delivering the decorations for my parents' house, right? Uh-huh. Running around, getting nice and sweaty, working up a sweat. Take a shower, go home. Still going back and forth, then go to my brother-in-law's house to get ready. By the time the wedding comes around, wind. God said, right? Everywhere. And we built this frame in the back, right? That, by the way, is not secured on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So there's just sandbags basically holding it down. But thank the fucking heavens that thing did not blow over during the ceremony. Because as soon as that ceremony ended, when we were taking pictures, wind. This is the frame, right? We're right here.
Did anybody get squished?
My sister got her head hit by the flowers on the top of the frame. But
and your sister, we should say, is the bride.
Is the bride.
Was she concussed?
No, it wasn't that bad. But she did just buy that frame thing. They call it an arch, but it's more of a hexagon.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you'll see pictures pretty soon. Yeah, it just completely snapped at the base, and she just bought it, so we're gonna have to get that fixed.
Okay.
That was pretty memorable because it was like, wow.
Well, I wasn't gonna do this actually. I didn't have this plan, but so it sounds like if I were to rate the construction materials of the wedding.
Oh, of the wedding? Well, that's different. That's just one part of it. That was just one part.
Well, what I mean, a wedding is only as strong as its weakest link.
Is that do people say that? Is that a saying?
They say it regularly. So, as far as construction materials go,
oh my god,
would you say? Okay, so I'll go through this here. 3, above standards. Appropriate materials were selected and creatively modified in ways that made them even better for the purpose.
Hold on. Before you go any further, I hate that I perfectly teed this up for you. I hate that. I hate that. Why do you see on my end, my life, total like limbo right now. I don't know what's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
But you
meanwhile,
you just
I know every step of the plan.
Means to while you do. Yes. Anyways, continue.
I guess we can start with this.
Yeah. So I can kind of read that.
So appearance of the bride.
Like this is a rubric, right?
It is. We're not going to do the whole thing because it's way too long.
We're not going to do the construction materials then? I didn't even give a score on that.
I guess let me pick. Yeah, I will do construction materials and appearance of the bride, and then we'll move on because we actually do have a lot to get to today.
It's hard to say about the construction materials because a lot of other things are really nice. Wait.
Let me read.
Oh, we're gonna go in order. Okay.
Let me read the things so we know what we're rating. 3, above standards. Appropriate materials were selected and creatively modified in ways that made them even better for the purpose. 2. Materials were there. 1. Construction materials consisted almost entirely of allergens and kitsch.
Wait, did you find this or did you make this? Well, okay. I feel like materials were there is a little like underselling it. Am I able to do a 0.5 scale on this or decimal?
Only if you can describe it with the scale provided.
With the scale provided.
If you can find a middle ground between materials were there and allergens.
No. Okay, that's no. Materials were there. No, it's a 2.5. It's a 2.5. Let me explain why.
Okay.
Materials were there, right? Mm-hmm. As I explained about the arch, it was wood. The construction of it was, well, poor. So the flowers are beautiful though. The flowers that are on it, the bouquets are beautiful. Mm-hmm. The papel picado was beautiful. Which was like little paper things that they had hanging that had their names and wedding date on it. The table setting was very nice, very elegant. I loved the cups. So it was almost above standards. I would say 2.5 is a great place to slot that.
All right, 2.5. That's fair. Let's see. I'll let you. We're gonna do one more category. We got appearance of the bride, appearance of the groom, demonstration of love, and knowledge gained. Which of those do you want to dive into?
I want you go ahead and pick. You go ahead and pick.
All right. We'll do knowledge gained.
All right.
Attendees were joy, got wise, embellished faith, and ultimately conquered fear. It was the event of the year and will not soon be forgotten.
All right.
Number 2, attendees were there, and then weren't. Number 1. The only knowledge gained by the guests was how much they don't want their partnerships to mirror the horrors and shames of Miranda and Other. A farcical and odd happening that only debases the sacrament of marriage, but also defies the laws of the universe entirely. The whole thing was, in a word, do you feel like you gained knowledge?
Me personally, see, I can't speak for on other people's behalfs.
But I wish you would.
I wish I could. Me, yeah, I there was plenty of knowledge gained. I would say so. For me personally, three personally.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on that because we do have a lot to get to today. There are a few more things. Multiverses shutting down soon. Unfortunately, our pride and joy will be a dead boy on May 30th.
Yeah.
So if you haven't played Multiverses yet and you're listening to this, don't.
What's funny is Multiverses kind of ends its life around the time where my life reaches this peak uncertainty. So that's also nice. It's like a...
You guys kind of get poetic to go out together.
Right.
One last ride.
One last hurrah of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Split fiction, though.
Split fiction?
Yeah.
What is that?
You heard of Split Fiction? You heard it? You heard of this?
I actually have never heard of that. What is
Split
that?
Fiction is a game that comes from the creators of It Takes Two.
There we go. You see, this is why you're one of my best friends, if not the bestest friend I have. And you find the light at the end of the dark tunnel.
I find the light at the end of the charred bundle.
Exactly, Rice. Exactly, Rice.
Split Fiction. When are we playing?
That comes out this month, doesn't it?
It came out.
No, it did not.
It came out to have.
Oh, yes. Soon, very soon. And maybe we'll do a Let's Play. Who knows? Who knows?
Solo Carry Gaming? This channel's booming. It's time to start our second.
I'll drink to that one.
All right. Well, that was game chat. Before we move into our next segment, I did want to say I saw this thing and it made me think of you. So
I can't. That's Tom and Jerry, is it not?
Yeah.
All right. Am I reading this or?
Yeah, feel free. I'll put it on the screen for everybody to see. I mean, really, you don't even really need to read it. I want to, like I said, I saw this and it reminded me of you.
So do you want me to do the voices or?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you can do the voices.
Okay, so the first panel, I'll say this for the visually impaired / audio listeners, right? First panel says it's a picture of Tom and Jerry. I mean Tom mostly, with his bitch in the doorway, and some guy looks like to have soup on his head, and his bitch in the doorway is saying, "Help! He's gone mad!" And then the next panel. I can't tell if that's a cat or dog, runs into a telephone pole with the soup on his head and explodes and says crack. And, the third panel has a bitch of sorts, well, not a bitch because she's a cat, says, "Don't you dare touch me!" And then Tom says, "No!" And then the next panel, Tom is kind of standing over his cat bitch of sorts, saying, "Toots, darling, how old are you today?" And she says 17. And oh my god, I assume this panel is showing Tom spanking her 17 times and then kisses her in the next panel after that with a loud smack. She doesn't look saddened for whatever reason or scared. And Tom just says congratulations and walks off in the next panel after that, whistling. And she says, "Oh, Tom," with hearts fluttering.
Like, "Oh, Tom."
Yeah,
she
like,
loves that
Tom.
shit.
Yeah. So I don't know where you found this, or why you have it, but and I don't know why it reminds you of me, but
it just made me. Mostly the. I don't because I don't really want to go into it. This is why we need more fucking segments, right? Because I have to show this shit to get to fill the fucking airtime.
Right. Well, how did you find that?
Huh?
How did you find that? How did you? No, don't. No, you're not doing this. Just say.
That's why the next segment is called the segment, right? We desperately need more segments for this shit. And it's not easy to come up with them, right? Well, you don't know which ones are going to work and which ones are going to go down in flames.
Right. but that's the beauty of it.
Right. So I've come up with a list of segments, and this is kind of meta, but hopefully at least one of these fuckers is good enough to put into a future episode. All right?
Yes.
There we go. First segment. You seen Love is Blind?
Wait, that's not the one where they're autistic, right?
Nope.
Don't cut that. Put that in there.
Love is Blind is where
okay. I've seen clips. I know what it is. What it is.
Well, it's basically where two people are a group of people are dating. They can't see each other until they say yes to the wed.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen this. There's a clip circulating on Twitter. I'm wondering if you're gonna get to that.
Probably not, because my segment is called "Love is Mime."
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
Love is Blind premise, basically. But so, Jake, you would get on video calls with someone where you can't see each other or talk to each other. Will they fall in love?
No, it's just silence, Ian. It's just silence.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely necessary.
So you don't think it's a good segment then?
It's an awful. It's silence.
It can go on forever, though.
Yeah, sure, but that's just nothing.
Yeah,
that's just absolutely nothing.
Right. Okay.
Right. Bad.
I'll put it in the maybe pile.
No.
Moving on. You've seen The Masked Singer?
Yeah.
It's where
I haven't watched a full. I know what it is. I haven't watched a full episode, but go on.
Celebrities put on big suits and they sing, and then the judges guess them. My segment is The Masked Stinger.
Oh.
Okay. Jake gets stung by a variety of poisonous insects, all wearing fluffy costumes, and he has to guess what they are.
That's. I mean, that would be funny, but
right. So
how are you gonna
in the S pile?
Well, no. How are you gonna?
Moving on.
All right.
Next segment. Say some shit and make a story thus.
Okay. Is that a rhyme of sorts, or
nope.
Is that a pun on a? Okay, that's just a.
That's what the segment is.
All right.
Each take turns saying one word to make a story. No time to think. First word that comes to mind. Actually, let's do this right now.
Why?
Let's do this right now.
So you're making the story, right?
No. We take. I'll say a word and you say a word, and that'll form a story. Okay. One.
Oh! I see.
Yeah.
Kind of like So it's just one word, right?
And
so
don't take time to think about it.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Wait, one more question before we begin this. Am I allowed to repeat words?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Whatever makes the story there.
Right. Okay, I'm ready.
One.
Disclaimer, hold on. I'm almost done with this. One, okay. That's your word?
Mm-hmm.
Sapon.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry. Okay. Day.
All right. There
was
a
little
baby
named
Donald
who
became a president.
And
the end. Next segment.
That could have gone so much better.
What you want to do? You start it then.
All right. Once
upon
a
sand
castle,
there
was
some
big
piles
of
sand.
The end. Great. That's a good story.
Good stuff. All right, moving on. Next segment is called The Coscars.
All right, explain.
An award show where Jake wins an award for every time he's costed Ian wins in games they play. Categories.
Costedy?
What?
What did you say?
The Coscars, like the Oscars.
Yes.
But you've costed me games. You're costing.
Costed you games. Okay.
Yeah. Categories could be best at being ass or most bitchly. Maybe.
Most bitchly?
Yeah.
Well, what makes this a poor segment is that all the awards would go to me. So
that's true.
What's the point?
That's up. The point is
that's just you berating me for about 10 minutes?
Next segment. Beer factor.
I like this.
Jake and Ian drink beer until they black out.
I'm way ahead of you, brother. I'm way ahead of you.
Putting that in the yes pile.
Yeah.
State of the Onion address.
That's good. I already like this. Go
a 45-minute segment.
45? That's a whole podcast.
Spent scrolling through a slideshow of various onions with Jake giving his unadulterated opinions on the state of each. Then he gets doxxed.
Okay, well, that was unnecessary at the end, but
address.
God damn it. That's no. I thought you were thinking like the news organization, The Onion. That would have fit a little bit better, but that's just not. That's bad.
The Golden Chodes.
This is the next segment?
Sure.
All right.
Not the Golden Globes. The Golden Chodes.
I take it you're watching a lot of award shows this past weekend.
Show Jake a vast multitude of chodes, and Jake awards each on their assumed outstanding work in television.
That's honestly not a bad segment.
No way. No fucking way.
Okay.
Right, I'm putting it in the S pile. That's fine.
Wait. You can make it not showed, something we could show the audience. Or you can actually have it where I just... Yeah, make it chodes and I just visually explain them to the audience.
That's true. That's good as well. All right, definitely. Putting that in the definitely pile. That's So Zero's show.
Okay.
Not That's So 70s show.
Oh, well,
That's
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Zero's show.
I wouldn't have guessed that based on the non-rhyming
An acting segment where Jake and Ian improv their way through a scene set in the stone tablet and crucifixion era of the Zeros.
All right, so that could be good. That could be. So how would this work? Was there a prompt?
Well, I don't know. I don't know jack shit about what was going on in the Zeros.
I mean, neither do I.
So it's bad.
I don't know. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
What say you? What say you? What say you?
I say sure.
Okay.
I don't have
who
the
started?
That's So 70s Show theme.
Well, it wouldn't be the theme of that, right? It would be kind of sort of like.
Well, it's like a prequel.
Like a drumming on rocks, right?
They're not cavemen.
In the year zero? Oh, you're talking about like
the year
after Christ
went down.
Right.
Or actually, wait.
So it would be more like.
Yeah. Fuck that one.
Next segment.
The Fuck It List.
That's good. I already like this one.
Jake and Ian list sexual acts they'd like to try before they kick the fuck it. And I think that actually, yeah, you said it was good. What do you got? What's on your fuck it list?
I spoke too soon.
No, go ahead. I want to see it. I want to hear what you got.
I spoke too soon. No, I spoke too soon.
Fine.
I've learned my lesson. I've knowledge gained on that one.
Putting that one in the definitely pile.
No.
Jake's Extreme Home Makeover.
Okay.
A pre-filmed segment wherein Ian sneaks into Jake's apartment while he's out getting waxed and gives the lodging a facelift, meaning shattering dishes, enhancing TV screens with fists, and making cabinets, well, not. And of course, before entering the residence, Ian takes a 2-minute shot of Jake's apartment number and the surrounding area.
Why 2 minutes?
Just so everybody makes sure they get the lay.
So the segment is you doxing me,
and then destroying your house.
Yeah, and then destroy my living area. Yes,
right,
while I'm out getting. What did you say?
While you're out getting waxed, as you commonly do. 2-hour wax appointments.
As in my body hair?
As in Brazilian.
Next segment.
Right.
That's an awful no.
Putting that one in the maybe pile.
No, that's in the no pile.
Jake expires, flatlines in, and dies. A Food Network hopeful, Ian Hernandez, rolls out to visit America's favorite diners, drive-ins, and dives, interviewing the owners of the food establishments and sampling the items on their menu.
So what does it have to do with me flatlining and dying?
Oh, Jake is dead and nobody cares.
I mean, that's a good bit. That's a good joke. You just conjured up, but that's not gonna work as a segment.
I guess not, because it'd be a whole.
Unless maybe you kill me, but I don't know.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be so much as a segment as a full network TV.
Right,
show.
right.
I guess that makes sense. Maybe
right. No.
Steal or no steal. This one's less of a segment and more of an internal struggle as Ian tries not to steal segments from other better, more successful podcasts to save this one from the sinking ship that is Jake.
That's just you telling me like, on podcast, by the way, just saying, I really want to do this segment. I really do.
I really do, but it's not mine.
Yeah.
So yes?
But yeah, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
I'm saying what's stopping you from stealing segments is what I'm saying.
The police.
No.
Impractical Smokers. Jake and Ian toke that sticky icky devil's ganja until the cows come home.
All right, well, what makes it that seems pretty practical to me.
Oh, it's just because it rhymes with the show.
I don't like that. I mean, it's just us getting high on camera.
Right.
And
I guess it's not very practical to film a podcast that way.
And you absolutely don't smoke at all.
Yeah, that's true. I'll put it in the baby pile.
That's a hard no pile.
Jake it and afraid. Ian picks a random word, and every single time Jake says that word, Ian plays the worst sound in arm's reach on the soundboard. Jake has to figure out the word to keep his ears from being bled. Also, he's nude the entire time until he figures it out.
I was going to say, where does the Jake part come in? That could work.
Yeah?
That could honestly work. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in the maybe pile.
No, put that in the I'm workshopping it pile. That's close to definitely.
All these are either perfect or they're not seeing the light of day.
Well, then they're not. It's not a maybe then.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I'll put it in the yes pile.
By the way, how many piles are there? I've heard maybe, yes, and a definitely. Is there
the definitely
not a no pile?
Obviously, there's the yes pile. Well, yeah, because all these are gold.
No. Not the love is mime.
That was completely... or libel. Ian desecrates the holy book by finding Yahweh's most embarrassing moments. And Jake has to guess if the quotes are really from the good book or if Ian is committing libel against the Lord on high.
That's a good segment. That is just a good segment.
Good, right.
And it works too because I will be attending CCD classes for my confirmation for my wedding. So this aligns perfectly. I will how do I say it? Kill that shit.
All aboard the Bible train.
Exactly.
Well, I was on the fence about even
that Fitch.
Cut. I was on the fence about even pitching this one because it's like, so hyper offensive.
But
it's woke liberal bullshit. Or a Coliseum of jorts. Damn left-leaning CNN watching drooling ass.
That would be a good sketch. That's all I have to say about that.
Maybe. Next up, we got Cake Boss. Jake stands up and shows off that dumper.
I mean, you could have just said Jake Boss.
Fuck.
Maybe pile. Maybe pile. That's a maybe pile. Workshop it. I just noticed your hat says legit concerns.
That's because I'm legit concerned that this podcast is going to shit.
Yeah, that's good. That's why you wore it. Yeah.
I did have one more segment. By the way, that is I guess that's what I have right now for the segment.
That was I gotta tell you, like, that was very good. That was great even.
Oh fuck, I missed one.
Oh.
Breaking Bad.
Wait.
Jaking. Yeah. Jaking Bad.
There you go.
Ian gives Jake cancer and forces him to make meth in exchange for fried chicken.
Wait. That has...
Pollos hermanos.
That semi has to do with Breaking Bad. He wasn't paid in chicken.
So? You're not
also,
Walter.
I feel like you made this joke during the week sometime.
I definitely didn't ever bring up Jaking Bad.
But you told me you said that I was gonna become.
I said that you were gonna be coming down with a case of the cancers,
and then cooking meth, right? You said something of that sort?
What else would you do?
Or did somebody else say that to me?
I think somebody else may have ran up to you on the street and said Jaking Bad, and then punched you in the stomach.
No. It had nothing to do with Jaking Bad, but it was making the joke of me being bald and then also selling meth, like Walter White. I don't know what's happening right now. As I said, my life is in limbo, so I could be getting you mixed with somebody else, or I'm just losing it completely.
Now those are all the segments.
Okay.
That I had.
So you have one more segment outside of the segment.
Well, I did, but we're already coming. We're at 45 minutes already.
No, we're not. Are we actually?
We really are.
Oh shit.
Okay. So I think, and it's good because I can just save those other two.
All right.
Things that I had. So yeah, this is solo carry.
Plugs. Well, if you have any data analyst openings, shoot me a DM, email, text message, or otherwise. Other than that, I'm playing a show for South by Southwest this by the time the show comes out. It'll be out before Thursday and before Saturday. I'm playing a show at a Lizard House on Thursday at around 7:20, I believe, and a show on Saturday. I believe it's called Lowdown, at 4:30. Yeah, so come check it out if you can. Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah! Everybody go out and support a local artist or a local shartist.
All right, I knew.
My plugs. Watch the fucking show.
Right?
This one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Invincible.
I guess if you already, watch that too. The finale is coming out Thursday of season 3, and you're barely on season 1, episode 1.
False. Season 2, episode 1, but I need to rewatch.
Anyway, watch the show. I mean, if you made it this far, I'm preaching to the choir.
Which is literally everybody else but me.
Yeah. But watch the show. Watch it again. Send it to your dad. Send it to your mom. Send it to your brother. Send it to his brother. Send it to his wife. And have a good week.
Yeah.